as a Christian, I'm a Muslim, yes, I can see both sides. But we will ask you if you deliver the message. Just like it happened yesterday. He's standing in between the kitchen. I'll play both parts. I'll be the Christian, then the British, then I'll be the Muslim, the dance. Of that religion, and the father was the priest there, what would you think?
Hello, Hello, this is Keninigan, and in this video today I want to go over my own theory on the anomaly known as liquid crystal polarization. Now this is an anomaly that is specifically different than a lot of other reptilian anomalies that we see, such as slit eyes, sideways eyes blinking, sometimes even in like my Yusef Estes video. I have a full shapeshift happen in that video where you actually see an alpha draconian creature start to appear. But these started popping up and they are totally different than everything else. And over the past few weeks, I've uploaded quite a few of them. I think the better examples of them to my YouTube channel. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to record my desktop here and we're going to look at some examples of ones that I put up recently, and I want to kind of go over these with you and explain what you're seeing here if you're new to liquid crystal polarization. And maybe I think what I'm going to do tonight too, after I upload this video on my YouTube channel, is I am going to make a new playlist just on these anomalies. So if you go to my channel after I upload this video, I'll have a playlist on there of just all liquid crystal polarization so you can see them all for yourself. Now this first one I want to show you here, this is the Bob Marley one I just did. Now what's really interesting about this one is that this was taped in 1976. Now when I first started seeing these, I thought maybe they could have been attributed to some type of digital camera malfunction or something like that. But in 1976, that would have not been the issue. And as you see, I'm going to do the video here to try to get better examples. Okay, here we go right there. Now what I want to explain is in a lot of these videos, we see the clothes shifting, the face, but really nothing else around them. And people are asking me, well, how can this happen? I mean, is this hat reptilian? Or, well, at the end of the day, I'm actually starting to believe that this may not specifically be a reptilian thing. I'm going to explain what this is. This is tied in with Archon possession and the occult, in which I'm going to go over at the end of the video after I show you these examples. I also have an experiment that I'm going to show you that I can show you basically how this anomaly works too. Now this is the Bob Marley one done in 1976. This one is really interesting. The other one we're going to look at here, this is Nigel Cole. And this was actually taped in Philadelphia, my hometown where I live. This one is interesting because he's outdoors and nothing else around him. Now I was asked about this right here, about the roof. And what it is, if you really look at it, it's like it's moving with him and there's just a lag in the actual anomaly. But no, the roof isn't really shifting. It's all around him. It's his clothes now, hair. But what's interesting is in a lot of these videos, they become aware of it. And what'll happen is either we'll get a producer or something like on a TV show, cut the shot and then pan back to him, which is what just happened in, I uploaded one yesterday where you actually see that, and I put in the video, look how long they're keeping a screenshot up in the video, why she's shifting and can't get it under control, and they cut back to her. And the people know what's going on around them. Now these anomalies, I believe, okay, here he goes right here. See how he clears that up with his hand? Right on his forehead? He's becoming aware of it. And we see this a lot, that. Now, if you were outdoors looking at him, you probably wouldn't notice this. This is, okay, here goes the hand. That's what I was waiting for again, the second one that clears it up. Now, the only people who can see this are the people looking in the monitors for the camera, which you need for every live TV show. News anchors use them because they need to space themselves into the shot, right, for the headshot. So they have monitors that they can look down into to make sure that they're sitting in the right exact place and all that. And so when this happens, we see them clear it up. Now, what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you this experiment. And Now, if you're using older CRT monitors like me and you don't have flat screens, you could do this experiment that I'm about to show you. But you're looking at my desktop right now. And you see the bar down at the bottom. This is all blue. Now, I'm going to flash some pictures up on a screen. And I had to actually take these pictures with my camera, because when I tried this experiment with the Screencast-O-Matic, it does not pick these anomalies up. You only see this if you're looking at my computer screen. But what I'm actually doing right now is I have a huge stereo speaker with a 6-inch driver magnet in it, and I'm holding it around my screen. And it's changing the colors on my screen. Now you see the blue bar at the bottom, it's turning green. And that is from the magnetic field from my speaker messing with the projection of light onto my monitor. Now the Screencast-O-Matic doesn't pick it up. And that's kind of the basis of what's being picked up by these cameras in liquid crystal polarization. But the thing is what is causing that, and that I'll get into next. But this experiment's pretty neat too, and what else I want to point out is it takes the blue bar at the bottom and turns it green. Well, I went to art college here at the Art Institute of Philadelphia. I'm highly trained in color theory. When you mix yellow and blue, that's how you get green. They're complementary colors. So when a magnetic field is applied to the screen, it's projecting over to its like color that you would get when mixing two primary colors together to get a complementary color. Now with these liquid crystal polarization things, they're always black and white, zebra pattern. And this is really important because black and white plays a very high significance in the occult. And what I believe we're seeing with these anomalies is archon possession. Now, I'm going to... Archons are alien greys that are summoned in occult ritual. Aleister Crowley taught this with his... I'm going to flash a picture up on the screen here. The archon known as Lamb, which he claims he's number 71. And that's interesting because in the Lesser Key of Solomon, which Aleister Crowley wrote, there are 72 archons that could be summoned. So I'm assuming that Lamb may be the 71st out of 72 of them. Also in Freemasonry, one of the lost word of Freemasonry is a 72-syllable word, which is the lost word of God, which can, if spoken the right way, cause you to impose your will on Mother Nature itself. Highly tied in with magic and the occult. But yeah, the lost word of God is also 72 syllables. So there's something more going into that. That's something that I started researching too, is with these archons and you know, and the number 72 playing a significance in the Lesser Key of Solomon. Now I'm going to show you this thing I have bookmarked here. And it's because it's really short, and it basically covers everything I need to on this website. I'll put a link down in the description on what we're seeing here. And this ties in with the Masonic checkerboard and duality symbolism in the occult. Duality in the occult is directly connected to your consciousness or your subconsciousness. You know, as above, so below, heaven and hell, black and white, good and evil. And that's duality, and it exists all throughout the occult. In the occult, for a magician's name, you're supposed to take, you know, sometimes names that rhyme together, names spelled backwards, they reverse words and put them back together, and that all has to do with duality and the occult and all that. But in every Freemason lodge, and just about every occult magic lodge, even I've seen pictures from the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn online too, and they have the same exact checkerboard floors in their temples. You see the black and white checkerboard things. These are the same color that we're seeing with these liquid crystal polarization. Now, Jay Wildner, I mentioned this in a previous video, explained that, you know, selling your soul to Satan. But yeah, Jay Widener explained that in the occult, the term selling your soul to Satan, or is basically selling your soul to Sirius, in which you allow an archonic entity in an occult ritual to attach itself to your subconsciousness. And it basically, now, where these archons are actually based, I believe, if you know anything about occult casting symbols, I'm going to go to them real quickly. The pentagram is the planet Venus. The hexagram is the planet Saturn. And then I believe the 8-pointed star, which is related to Ishtar, the mother goddess. I believe that may be the moon. Now, I could be wrong. I'd actually have to check on that. I did do another video on the occult that's on my channel, and I have a lot of the casting symbols in there. But basically, in the occult, casting symbols usually go to somewhere off-world, which someone asked me before if I believe these reptilians are underground, and I said no, because I don't believe the occult energy can penetrate into the inner surface of the earth. I believe the occult is all based around electromagnetics. So, if people have theorized that maybe the moon itself holds archons on the inside, well, if that was true, then that means they're projecting their energy onto humans on Earth through occult ritual with the use of some type of electromagnetic energy. Now that starts to make sense when we see these liquid crystal polarization effects, because they're always black and white or zebra shaped. Now as I scroll down here on this page, this is really interesting, because a lot of these celebrities you're going to see are probably people that I've uploaded to my channel that we've seen reptilian anomalies on. Beyonce, I'll be getting to her next. Britney Spears, just did a video on her. Christina Aguilera. All these people. All your entertainers, all your singers, movie stars. And people ask, well, why does the Illuminati control these people? Well, that's because that's how you control a population, is through their culture. So that's where we see all these liquid crystal polarization anomalies happening, is on newscasters, Hollywood producers, singers, actors, actresses. Now, someone made a, if he's listening to this, I'd like to thank him for it. He made a comment on my channel yesterday that a lot of these reptilian anomalies that me and other people catch, we never see these on animals, on live TV. And he made a really good point about that. And that's probably because of the reason that animals don't have pineal glands, which is needed in occult summoning. Unlocking the power of your third eye for the occult is known as the left and right hand paths. The middle path is known as Zen enlightenment. And actually one of the 9 pitfalls to the path of enlightenment in Zen is getting sidetracked by the occult. So maybe I'll make another video about that in the future, on 9 pitfalls to the path of enlightenment. I already made one on how to decalcify your pineal gland. It's on my channel. But as I go down, Brahana, I just made a video of her, as she is with the Masonic symbolism behind her. So basically, all these people are telling you here in these pictures, when you see them on these checkerboard floors, is, yeah, we sold our soul to Sirius. We went to an occult ritual and allowed an archon to attach itself to our subconscious. And that's why with the cameras, it's probably some type of electromagnetic disturbance that's being picked up by the camera itself. There's a lot of instances, even when people take pictures and they don't notice ghosts or orbs showing up in the pictures till after they develop the film. And just like the experiment I showed you with a CRT monitor and a magnet, you can change the colors on your screen just by holding magnets near them. So electromagnetic fields do affect how light is displayed sometimes. So basically that's all I want to go over in the theory for right now.
We actually have
where so many
somebody
auto
with
workers
us.
are losing their jobs. Okay,
Yes.
I'm done now. We can go to Jenna.
Jenna Bush is awaiting us right now.
Sorry, Jenna.
It's okay.
Jenna knows all about these primaries and things. First twin daughter, or whatever we call Jenna. First of all, Jenna, you have written a book called Anna. You've been doing the press thing. You've been doing interview after interview after
Yes.
interview.
Yes.
How do you feel? Are there any surprises for you in this whole thing that you're doing?
No, I mean, it's been really great. I'm traveling to different high schools throughout the United States and talking with teenagers and students about Ana and the other kids I met in Latin America. And so far, it's been really inspiring.
And not unpleasant.
Well, we'll change all that.
No, we're not going to change it.
Don't change it, please.
We will not change it. We will not.
She obviously hasn't seen the show.
People have been nice, and they're not attacking your dad or his policies to you.
Yeah, no, I mean, everybody realizes that this is about Ana's story and what I've learned in Latin America.
Yeah. Now,
What did you learn?
Well, I met with my job. I worked for UNICEF, which is an amazing organization that works in over 150 countries. And my job was to meet with teenagers who were living in exclusion, who were living in extreme poverty or living with HIV, and write their stories, listen to their stories and write them for UNICEF. And so, I mean, I obviously learned so much from these kids. I learned from Ana in particular, who has lived an extremely difficult life. I learned to live each day to its fullest.
Excuse me, Jenny. There's a word you used earlier in the interview about exclusion. Can you explain what that is?
Yes. Well, a lot of the kids I met, I mean, exclusion is a broad term, obviously, but the kids I met were living in extreme poverty. They didn't have access to medical care or education, schooling. They were living with HIV, and so they were living outside of society's embrace.
I think doing any kind of missionary work, I think really changes a person. And you and your sister had a little bit, I mean, you guys weren't Paris Hilton, but you had a little bit of a reputation as party girls. Do you think this changed you?
Well, no, I mean, I think people had that image of us because they didn't know really what we were up to because we wanted to keep private. But of course, you know, so it didn't change my personality necessarily. But I taught for 2 years after the University of Texas after graduating, and then went on to Latin America. And you know, of course, I've grown up. It's been 7 years since people had that image of me. But yeah, I mean, listening to their stories was incredible. And
Jenna, when you see this, when you not only listen to their stories, but you get involved and you write about it as well, does it change how you look, you're thinking about how government should run in the United States and elsewhere to help these people? Why should these people be in these situations?
Yeah, I mean, I think the United States government does try to help. I went to Africa this summer with my mom, and I met a lot of people who are getting assistance from the United States government and to help them get the medicine they need to stay healthy. But definitely, and I think the key is education. And for instance, with Ana's mother didn't have the education to know what to do to keep her baby, Ana, safe. So Ana inherited HIV from her mom, but Ana, with education in Latin America, has taken the proper ARVs, and her baby, Beatriz, is most likely HIV negative. So there is a positive light to all of this.
Does it ever make you feel like you, not just you in particular, but you are too privileged in this world?
Well, you know, I know I'm very fortunate, and I have, but I think that we can all give back in some ways. And I hope that I'm doing that by teaching and by writing this book.
I know you and your mom are writing a book together too, but I want to ask you a question about your dad. How did he react when you said, "I'm getting married"?
Well, Henry told him first. My fiance asked him first if it was okay for him to ask me, and
so when he goes to the president and officially asks for your hand in marriage, that is
your dad.
I mean, I know he had worked for your dad and for the party, but still, that's got to be intimidating.
No, well, he hadn't. I mean, he hasn't worked for my dad in a long time, but I mean, I think he would do that to anybody who was married. Just
and do any dads really say no anymore? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I have several times.
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. My dad would have said no.
Yeah, it's a nice thing because you're in love and he wants you to be happy.
Did he get down? Did he get down on his knee when he spoke to the president?
Hey, Jenna. You once went skydiving with my sister. I have to tell you a funny story.
I what?
You once went skydiving, I think, with my sister.
Yeah.
Did you ever go to Paris, California here, and you jumped out of an airplane with your sister?
Yes, I did.
You were on the plane with my sister. And
my gosh, how funny.
Yeah, and I guess one of you asked her, like, because my sister's got, I think, 450 jumps under her. And you guys, it was your first jump. And so then she said, God, there was a lot of hubbub when we landed, and there were these men running out. She had no idea. She's Canadian. She had no idea who you guys were, but that you were very cool and very sweet.
Well, thank you. We were very nervous jumping on the plane, I have to tell you.
I guess so.
All right, Jenna, you have to go because you have 23,000 other interviews. You're very charming.
Thank you, Jenna.
Thank you so much for having me.
Nice to see you, Jenna.
Thanks.
thanks so much for joining us for a little bit more. I think you can't say the name of your group without smiling and thinking of like that time in our lives that's obviously still back and around. You guys have so much fun doing this?
Yeah, I mean, we have great jobs. I mean, we sort of are moms by day, and then at night we can, you know, put the guitars on and play clubs and rock and roll. It's fun.
And people, do you have your fans who like have following you, but like know, like you have all the kids? Everyone has 2 kids in the band, right?
Yeah, has 2 kids. We have, we have a lot of fans who've been with us since the beginning and who missed us in those years in the 90s when we weren't playing music. And we're thrilled when we came back. We actually toured Australia in 2005, and there were people who had tickets to a tour we had scheduled back in '89 that we had to cancel. And so they showed up with their tickets. I still have my ticket, you know, and they were so happy that we were back.
Oh, how as well as a lot of new fans who found out about us through their parents.
Yeah, that's wild. We have a lot of young
really,
fans, which is great.
Crazy.
So how can people catch up with you guys today? Like, where's the best way? Do you guys have a website?
Yeah, thebangles.com is probably, you know, the best place to go check on stuff.
Find
That's
out
our
all
website.
all the new news. We have a great community, a great online community. People just who are very welcoming and talk to each other. So definitely post, you know, and it's very welcoming and lovely. and then we're doing a bunch of shows this summer.
You're still able to get tickets for this Thursday at House of Blues,
I
right?
believe
so,
so.
yes.
I think there's still tickets for that. That's on Thursday night, and then Friday we're at the Orange County Fair. We're playing with Heart, which is going to be so special for me.
Yeah, for me too.
Debbie and I used to play Heart songs when we were in high school. You know, our band. So it's a big deal.
Oh, how fun! And you guys have never played together before.
No.
So you guys still get starstruck then after everything that you've been through.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys just came from New Orleans, right?
Well, we were there a few months ago.
Uh-huh.
We finished a tour up at the House of Blues in New Orleans, so that was great because that's my adopted home city because I lived there for almost 10 years in the 90s.
We were actually in Vegas over the weekend playing at Mandalay Bay.
Oh, okay. And the House of Blues there,
Yeah,
right?
no,
actually,
at the outdoor
beach,
venue.
on the
Oh,
beach.
the beach. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Which is great because
is
you're
really
playing
fun.
to the crowd and they're standing in the water right in front of the stage. I mean, they get to be cool and comfortable. It's
Yeah.
90 degrees or something at 10 o'clock at night, you know,
Yeah.
but whatever.
What's the best part about touring now versus when you guys were doing it in the 80s?
We get to take a little breather in between. You know, we were sort of nonstop for almost 10 years, and I think that just kind of wears you out. But we get to have a little breath and have perspective and balance because we get to have our families and, you know, we get a little bit of everything. It's kind of like we get to do it all. It's
We
fun.
scale things to our own requirements.
Yeah.
We really don't let ourselves get overwhelmed, and we did.
We're moms,
Yeah,
right?
we multitask, but at the same
Yeah.
time we know our limitations. So
Now, were there, you have a DVD that's coming out
Yeah.
then as well?
Right, that's
August
coming out
14th.
What's going to be on that?
that was the show that was our first show back.
One of our
when
big
we made our
first shows
return.
in 2000.
Yes.
So this is, you know, it was a concert that happened 7 years ago, but it was special to us because it was one of the first ones when we came back to Los Angeles playing on the Sunset Strip. It felt like a homecoming to us. So we wanted to share that one with our fans. It also was one of the last recorded concerts with our bass player,
original,
Michael Steele,
yeah.
our original bass player, who then retired shortly after that. So, you know, so it's kind of special in that way too.
Yes, definitely.
Did you guys ever have, and I don't remember if you did, was there ever a big falling out, or was it just you guys wanted to take a break when you guys stopped playing for that period of time?
It was painful.
It was both.
It was definitely painful. There wasn't a real.
It wasn't like a
falling
fist
out.
fight, you know.
Yeah.
There wasn't that
It was
sort
like
of a thing.
Yeah, it was just sort of a exhaustion.
We were worn down,
Yeah.
I think, and then people decided they wanted to do it. Susanna just, you know, wanted to do some solo stuff for a while. You know, I think Michael was just
Yeah.
exhausted, you know, and so we really need. I fought it all the way at the time.
Yeah.
I was just absolutely adamant. No, this cannot happen. This is not right. We need to do this. And then
You were right.
within a year, I was not
You were
right.
right.
No, you were right.
Oh.
Because within a year.
You realized.
You know,
that you
I
needed a break.
realized it was the best thing we could have done. Absolutely.
Because you were able to come back. Were you worried that the fans wouldn't still be there? Or
You
did
never
you even
know.
think about that?
You never know, but you know, I think it's for me. I have so much more perspective on sort of how people respond to the Bangles, and I feel so, you know, honored that people have a place in their hearts for our music, and that, you know, there's something really fun about that time period. When you're in the middle of it, you don't see it that way. But you know, it wasn't that it wasn't fun, but the music has a kind of a lively poppy kind of thing.
Well, it's a place in history,
Yeah.
I think, don't you think? I mean,
Yeah.
it's a place in our pop history that
Exactly.
It did become that. I mean, that's amazing when you think about it. You don't think about that when you're in the middle of it. You're just worrying about, oh my God, we're only number 2. We need to be number 1. I mean,
Right.
you're so
Caught up.
in the frenzy of that. And now you can step back and say, wow, I go to a baseball game and they play Walk Like an Egyptian when they walk the, ladder. That's so weird.
And my 12-year-old, like all his friends are like discovering the 80s.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like interesting on that level that younger kids are sort of,
We're retro.
yeah.
you guys are like in a cool way. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, well, congratulations and good luck with the tour this summer and
Thank you
DVD
so much.
and everything. Thanks for being with us. And bangles.com, right?
TheBangles.com.
TheBangles.com. Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thanks.